And we are live. Uh, yeah, guys, that is. I am very sorry. I don't know what happened to Moja, but he don't came to the interview. I tried to contact him, but I don't receive no answer for him. I'm going to wait about 5 minutes more, but I think uh, it's not going to be an interview. I'm waiting for a position from Moja, but Moja don't tell me nothing. Don't give me no answer. I speak with him this afternoon. And he say it was everything okay, but now I write it lots of times and he don't give me no answer. And I think he's not going to come. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Uh, but I'm going to wait 5 minutes more, and then we're going to see. Yeah. Hi, Moja. Hello. Yeah. How are you? Yeah, I'm here, my friend. I'm live. I'm waiting for you. Okay. Bye. Okay. I think Moja is going to come. He called me now, and maybe you're going to start the interview. It was late for something. Uh, Wait a minute, guys, and I think he's going to come. He called me now, and yeah, then I think is everything going to be okay. Um, Stay, guys. Here we're going to have a fantastic interview with Moja. We can start it. Yeah, he's here. Okay. Yo,
Hello.
hello, friend. How are you? Yeah,
Good. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for the lateness.
it's no
Just got
problem.
back in time. I just ran in through the door and I'm here.
Yeah, it's no problem. I was
Sorry.
telling to the guys I don't know what happened, and I was waiting for you. So, my
Yeah,
friend, let's
that's
start it. We are live. Okay, guys. Well, today we have a special guest. That is a very special guest. Is one of the first guys who started with electric skateboards. Uh, I think he has lots of years with this. He is one is of these first boards, I think. And we are today with Moja. Moja, my friend, welcome to the live stream. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to be here. And yeah, thank you for the support you've shown me so far. It's been like a rebirth this last week, going into 2021. And yeah, it's a really, you know, it's hard with like lockdown, going even harder into lockdown, and all the things being thrown our way. But um, yeah, with you guys and the support that you've shown me, I mean, I am like, it has really shifted the way I've been looking at the world recently, and just you know, valuing the people who you spend your time with and the humans around you, more than the possessions, is so important.
Yeah,
Um,
we're going to talk about that. We're going to start first, my friend. We're going to start from the beginning. Then I think
mm,
we're going to have time. We are going to have time to explain everything. That's one day for you, and I think that
mhm.
we can talk of all how everything started by you. Tell it how was the beginning.
The beginning of my electric skateboarding.
No, how you started. You started. I think you have a background from skating. I have a little from you here, some videos from you, and how everything started. How old was you when you started skating and everything? How,
So
everything?
I started skateboarding when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
I moved to West London, to Trellick Towers. which is right next to Meanwhile Gardens and next to Bay 66 skate park. So I picked it up there and picked it up with a few friends skating the bowl every day, pretty much. I'd be there at 7 a.m. before school, practicing in that mini ramp at the back. This was my sponsor me video that I put together, which I ended up breaking my leg in the making of. But I did get sponsored. Got sponsored by Half Pipe, the local skate shop.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like my skateboarding time here, and I won a few small competitions here doing that. And then when I was 18, I moved out to Australia. So that was like eight years of skateboarding under my belt, mostly skating mini ramps, skating trick decks, living in London, so never really stepped on a longboard or anything like that. So when I moved to Australia, I studied film production in Brisbane. And I guess I got a longboard then, and I was skating quite a lot, going to skate parks all across the Gold Coast, incredible skate parks, Pizzy, like really good bowls and really good skateboarders. And then I think it was like second year of university, Evolve released one of their first boards, and they did a promo video on the bridge near my university. And at that time, I think it was a bit before that, I found this board. It was a Neptune board. It was a lead acid battery board, and it was huge. It was like 25 kilos, and I was riding that around, and I'd got it for like $400 secondhand, and I was like loving this thing. I was riding it to university every day. That's it right there.
Yeah.
And I tweaked that up, and it was a really good board, and I knew my route to university. I knew every single corner, and I just perfected it every time. And then after a while, it was held together by a mixture of steel cable ties, tape. Batteries were really bad, and eventually I left it at the FIC warehouse, and it got thrown in a bin, and it was history. But that's when I went to the FIC warehouse. So I did a promotional video for Penny skateboards, and I was asking them about how I could get I wanted to get shots on skateboards because I was at film school, and they're like, "Well, go to the FIC warehouse down the road." And so I'm like, "All right, I'll just go there. I'll just go there now." So I just drove to the FIC warehouse, and FIC skateboards make the Big Daddy off-road boards with single motors that started with lead acid batteries and now lithium batteries. I walked in, I met Dan and Matt, who are really good guys, and they're like really a year before boosted boards, I think. And introduced myself, said, yeah, I want to sort of get involved, and I want a board, I want to start filming on it. They said, "Oh, well, can you do us some promo videos?" I said, "Sure, like I could do that." And they said, "Well, how about you leave with the board right now and send us some footage, and we'll call it a relationship of some kind," like that. So that was like my first kind of ambassador situation ever. And Dan, who ran FIC, was playing with Alien drums with Turnigy and Hobby King products. Was like one of the first experimenters in that area with DIY, like setting up four-wheel drive and an airstrip, and setting up like these longboards and very experimental stuff. So that's where I got my first kind of awesome. Into that, moved down to Melbourne, and then was commuting all the time. And I was riding the FIC boards, and they had aluminium cast mounts, and I think so did the Evolves. And then I just break off the motor mounts all the time. So I was like, I need something else. Like, I need something a little bit better than this. I need better metals. I need something that I can actually do a 15-mile ride on that's not going to break, or something that, because I just have constantly spare parts and just swapping things out. So I was like searching online, I found this company called Inertion that was selling this like gold motor mount. And I was like, okay, made of like, was it aircraft grade alloys, looks kind of quite good. So I bought one of those and then realized what I was getting into with the whole DIY game, because then I needed a speed controller, and then I ordered my Vesk, and it was just a PCB with like, needed to put the caps on it, and then needed to learn to solder, and then needed to learn to house it, and then began my own DIY adventure, and hence my relationship with Jason, because I'd send him videos and say, well, what about this? And like, this doesn't quite work. And then we built a relationship on the back of that. Yeah, so that went further into me doing promotional videos with him and working with him on the first Raptor boards, which went kind of on and on and on, until I ended up working as their marketing director for a few months in Australia. And then I had a plan to go to America already, and that sort of turned into a US tour, because I said, well, I'm going to America, I could take this Raptor 2 and the board that's been developed, and I can market that for you. So I, with you know, the funding from Jason, took the board and marketed it across America, and created group events, created group rides, just through Facebook and through me driving this van around. That was one of the best times of my life, e-skating around America. I think I did about 11 cities. And
I see.
And that was
I see all the videos, and it was amazing. And everybody, how you promote the board and everything, and everybody was trying so fast board, and yeah, I think it was fantastic. I think the Raptor was the evolution for lots of boards. I think.
Yeah.
What is your relation today? What is your relation today with the Ination and Jason?
I speak with Jason occasionally.
Because the private problems from Jason is his problem, not your problem. You don't do no mistakes. That is, I think, I have a good relation with Jason. I know he makes lots of mistakes, but I speak with him.
Yeah, I mean, I try to just focus on my riding and having a board that's right to ride. You know, when I was riding the Raptor, it was just the best thing that I could find to ride. So I ended up there, and you could like call me a board slut in that manner, because I'll go where the best board is at the time. But
Yeah,
I want to be loyal to the people that I work for, and like Jason's just like, he's a great friend. Like he's an amazing character. He's definitely an interesting character, and gets very excited and loves to just like be an entrepreneur and a capitalistic entrepreneur, and achieve great things and market and do it all guerrilla style and do it like that. And that comes with a lot of risks, definitely.
Yeah. We cannot forget him. He's one of the important persons here in everything.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people speak bad about him. I understand and everything. I know he makes lots of failures, but for me, I find him lots of things. He was a special person, but he have lots of problems in his life, and yeah, we have to understand. If we have a business, is always or you everything works perfect, or you have luck, or sometimes the luck is not there, and then shit happens.
Yeah, I mean, if focusing on the achievements would have been getting the Vesk project to become a product and something that we can build a community on. The forum was also a big part of the community. A lot about DIY was about asking questions and working out what everyone else was doing and having a
But
way to build it.
but is search information from you? Like you tell them, okay, I think you can better that, or you can change that in your board. How do you work as ambassador for the Raptor? You say, okay, I think the trucks is not okay, or we can change this or that.
Well, it would be more like I'd try and ride over some train tracks and then the wheels would fall off and then I'd call up Jason and go, mate, I just fell over real hard. You need to increase the diameter of the axle from 8 mil to 10 mil. And then he'll go, okay, put the phone down, call up the factory and be like, quick, we need the next batch to be on a thicker thing. And that's like a raw level of product development. Like you kind of need someone to be trying to do a kickflip and then being like, well, this seems like the first thing that's cracking is this bit here and that bit there. And yeah, I know that's just happened because I've tried to do a kickflip, but it's going to happen eventually in a year from someone, dropping off a curb or something like that. So that was my involvement on a product development level. Break it,
Yeah.
and then to call Jason and tell him what broke.
But I think that is the important for me. I think the guys who are ambassadors from the boards. I think that is very important when they say, okay, that is not good, or that you can change that. Maybe if you try to do that, is going to be. But lots of I don't know in ambassadors they just write it, and sometimes they don't share the problems of the boards. And I think that is very important when you have the ambassador to work with the companies and tell, okay, that is not okay. I think it's better if you change this.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion. I don't know. Maybe. Now we talked a little about what was the maximal speed you achieved with the Raptor?
I was 54 kilometers an hour, which is
With the 2 or the 2.1?
the 2.1. No, it's a 2, but they
Okay.
both go the same speed.
Okay. The difference was
Yeah.
the design of the deck.
There were many differences in the design, in the enclosure and the motor design, but the overall specifications were the same. And I ran them at higher ampage, but you still get the same top speed. If you had it on the normal amps.
How many countries do you ride till now in electro skateboards?
So you got Australia, China, America, UK, Amsterdam,
France,
France, obviously. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've always wanted to go snowboarding with an electric skateboard and skate up the mountain and then go snowboarding, but I haven't done that yet. But I did skate in Burning Man in the desert. That was really good. That was incredible. Skating through Yosemite National Park on a Raptor, just through the hills. That was a big highlight.
I know that you make a snowboard too.
Yeah.
I see a video that you make snowboards too. I think you enjoy it. Everything is with the deck is perfect for you. The other thing, the important, I see you riding trampers and I see you riding normal electro skateboards, bendings. I think you like have your feet stuck, or you prefer your feet free when you are in a skateboard.
With a skateboarder, I prefer the feet free. I snowboard as well, and I'm a trained snowboard instructor. Trained when I was 17. so I see the benefit in the bindings, and I love that riding style. But being a skateboarder mainly and being in an urban environment, I find like the ability to move around, like I find it more freeing for my body. It's more like a dance, and it's more
because
expressive rather than aggressive. And
because because you can ride as goofy and regular. I see you riding, and you can do the two
yeah,
things.
and you can also shift from like a sort of a duck stance to a more of
Hmm.
a like a longboard, like because with the
Hmm.
bindings it's different.
Hmm.
Like it's just fixed, so being able to change your stance is like the same way that when you sit on a desk you change your posture every now and then. It helps you, helps
Yeah,
you like use different muscles and ride for longer, I think.
there is a video from Moja, and he explains a little more for everybody to know how to ride the skateboard. I'm going to leave it the link there, then you can see it. There is a video for him, and he's instructing how do you normally have to drive a electro skateboard.
Mm.
Let me protections for you. Very
let
important.
me
Not.
let me just close this door one minute. Protection. So I start with the helmet, and I tend to never get on my board without a helmet, and if I do, I feel quite nervous about it.
Mhm.
Um,
You have lots
yeah,
of
and
accidents.
yeah, I mean, I don't hit my head much, but uh, you know, every now and then you do, and it's different to being on a bike or anything
Yeah.
like that. I wear a helmet on a bike too, but I'd go for a ride to the shops without my helmet. I'd feel okay with that, but I think it's when you hit above like 20, 25 miles an hour, like you're aware that the forces are enough to kill you at that point. So it's worth wearing a helmet. After a helmet, I wear gloves. Gloves are key to like abrasion resistant gloves, so motocross
Hmm.
gloves. It can be thin, but like something that will like allow you to slide, because if you can control your fall, then you can control the damage and you can
Yeah.
you can roll. Technique is a big part of your protection, I think.
Yeah. I see you
Yeah,
riding, and I always notice that you have protections.
yeah.
Uh,
I wear a bike jacket as well sometimes.
mhm,
I think that's great to wear. It's not too inconvenient, and
mhm.
sometimes some pants too. That's pretty handy, and yeah, that tends to be enough. It's
Yeah.
amazing like how well you can fall with like just a pair of jeans, some gloves, and a hoodie and a helmet.
Yeah.
You get away with a lot.
What you think for you keeps a limit of speed for skateboard? Do you think that it keeps a limit of speed that we say, okay, with this speed is enough for an electro skateboard, or you think there is no limits for an electro skateboard?
Um, well, like personally, I've put a little bit of thought the past year into breaking the world speed record on an electric skateboard, which is set at about 100 kilometers an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's around that, or 70 miles an hour. Because I feel like it's very achievable. Like when I'm riding on the Stratford track, um, riding at 40 miles an hour on the Lone Star, and then tweaking it, and feeling quite confident in that position, feeling very stuck to the ground, thinking maybe if I drop the center of gravity by another inch or so, I'd feel quite comfortable, like going a lot quicker than that. So I mean, I feel like it's possible. Then it's possible to do it with the board. Then with the board's design, then you've got to look at the mechanics and whether the mechanics are gonna and the electronics are gonna handle it. The electronics is probably the bottleneck, because I don't think the Stormcore would handle it. You could probably use the larger Vesks that Tramper developed, 300 amp ones. I think, yeah, so it would be possible, because the last time someone tried to push the speed limit, they did it with hub motors, and then the hub motors flew off the sides because they got so hot, which I've had happen before as well. While you're riding, have hubs fly off the side. I had it happen at the Stratford track, and then you got to jump in the bush and find it. But these are pneumatic wheels, so yeah, that's just from the perspective of what's possible, and it's just fun to like think about that and just play with the idea around it. Whether it's worth building a product for people to buy to go that speed, I think not, because I think it's just very dangerous. And
yeah, but my
yeah,
question is like, my question, Moja, is like this: for you, you are a profi rider, but for guys who don't have not so many experience like you, do you think going 40 miles for hour in a board, one guy is not so experienced like you, do you think that is not too much? Because lots of guys is buying a bio board or Lacroix or maybe DJI. They make it, and it goes to 40 miles very fast. And sometimes they don't have no background from electro skateboards or skateboards or mountain boards.
yeah. I find the main problem is that people aren't ready for the full. You have to be quite ready for the full. Obviously, we all buy cars that go a lot faster than we drive them. We always drive with some restraint. With there's a speed limit, and you want to be safe. So, and you operate all vehicles in the same way. So these are the top speeds of the boards. So you don't have to go that speed, but you potentially will do. So you have to be very aware of the consequences of that, because the consequences is very different to my electric bike, where I go 40 miles an hour on it. You're holding on to something,
Yeah.
and when you slip and when you lose traction, the consequences can be quite serious. So it goes from being very, very relaxed to very serious very quickly. But with, like, personally, I've had 20 years experience of falling off the board a lot. So you're constantly dropping the board or bailing and finding a way that you can run out, or you can leave the board without much damage to yourself. But when you're electric skateboarding, you're not often having that experience. So you might ride for a week and not leave the board, not fall off the board. So you're not having as much experience falling off. So when you do, it's a high speed. And so it's worth practicing just with normal boards and doing more freestyle moves and just training like at slow speeds, and also training your body to be ready for that, because if you're not built right, you're gonna hit the ground wrong. Like, so early on with snowboarding, like I was really aware of that. Like having a strong build like really helps when you fall. Like having good muscular strength, having good flexibility, being warmed up, being really alert in your mind, being really switched on, so you can just react really quick. I think those things are really key.
And for you, my friend, what you like more, speed or maneuvers? Just carving. What do you like more?
I'm always like the cruising person, so like I like I like to turn, I like to carve, I like to feel sort of G-force in the turn. So that footage you showed earlier of me riding in the bowl, like that's my favorite kind of thing is to yeah, exactly that, whether you're sliding or not. But um,
You like to have more fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, turning is really. I think there's just an amazing sensation in riding, energy and just keeping on the calf. Like it really feels great. Um,
Yeah.
all yeah,
Yeah, here you are with the Mellowboard. Mellowboard is one of the companies is not anymore with us.
it's a
I
shame.
think yeah, it's very sad. Abba is not is one another one of the companies is not anymore with us. The other question: what do you prefer, street wheels or off road wheels?
So street wheels, I think, are a lot more fun.
Hmm.
Fun, as in they're very like they feel fast because then they're very whippy and you get a lot of excitement out of them. So you get this sensation of something really exciting because you can carve and you can lose traction and you can ride right on the edge of traction and make all this noise. And there's just this real like feel of the relationship to the road. Um, but pneumatic wheels, I think you have a lot more traction and a lot more control, and you can therefore like ride a lot faster. And if you're going to race, pneumatic wheels are going to win hands down. But
Yeah.
it's just interesting why longboarders, when they ride downhill, ride with urethane wheels, and
Hmm.
it's not about speed; it's about fun. It's about it looking and feeling good in the end. So all the sliding and all that is about like a sensation of riding. People look at
Yep.
them and go, "Oh, they're going so fast." And we're like, "Well, if they wanted to go fast, they'd be riding pneumatic
Yeah.
wheels."
But like here, you are seeing one guy with the off road, and you with the street, and you don't have no problem. That's a big difference.
I got the inside line, which helps.
Yeah. What do you think about Paris? What is your
That was an amazing time. I can't wait for another one of those.
yeah
I think it was a really good thing for the community. It was, yeah, it was quite, yeah, a pivotal moment for DIY skateboarding and for the worldwide community to come together independently as well.
yeah
Hopefully, we can do another one. Hopefully, even at the end of this year, or I mean, I'd love to help as much as I can as well.
yeah? I think too. We're going to have Cedric and Chris on the Saturday here by
Great.
us. They're going to talk
Yeah.
a little more about that. My friend, what you love more, riding in group or with two, three persons or alone?
Um, God, 2, 3 persons is pretty good, isn't
Yeah,
it? I mean, two, 3 people that you know well,
yeah,
that you know their ability, you know their boards, you have the same range, you can just really just focus on the riding and knowing the routes. That's a great feeling.
yeah,
But I've done some group rides in my life, like in Paris and in
yeah,
London and New York, that just like blow your mind, and it just it's a massive scene. It's like a carnival going down the street, and those are a great thing to experience. Um,
for me,
and
for
then
me,
there's the solo adventure where you're just like learning. But
yeah, solo is very good. I see the rides in America, and I think they are crazy.
mm,
I think that they are
Yeah,
well organized, very well organized. But we cannot forget, for me, the group rides, like you tell, the only problem never know what's going to happen because it's lots of guys riding and you never know what they're going to do. And in seconds, you have to decide very fast. And that's when happens lots of mistakes. That's why I'm
yeah,
like you. I think 2 3 persons is fantastic, and when you know them, you have lots of fun. The other thing, day or night ridings.
day or night. Um, I like to ride in the day,
Hmm.
definitely. Lighting, yeah. It's just I feel it feels a little bit safer. Um, and yeah, having the right lights on your board so you can read the road. It's sometimes unless you've got a big head torch, like having lights on your board just like shoot straight across, and sometimes you can't see the bumps, and then they look a bit odd. So you know what I mean?
Hmm.
You just yeah. So yeah, it's not the same like having a bike where your lights up
Hmm.
higher. Good evening, Mojo.
Yeah, that's from
Thank you,
Thomas.
Thomas. Legend. Thank you.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, we're going to talk then about that later. What is your plans? We are with the COVID 19, but if everything is going to be better, maybe in March or something like that, what is your plans for 21? What
For
we have?
2021, yeah, I'm focusing on my business, my film business, and yeah, skating in my spare time. Focusing on my life at home. That I'm grateful the whole house didn't burn down, and yeah, just yeah, in terms of skating, well, I want to film a lot of skating and create a lot of content and
Hmm.
really keep the vibes alive. So, um, yeah, I'd been in preparation like with some new equipment before the fire to start doing more vlogs and start creating more content. And um, so I'm rebuilding that. And then, um, yeah, I'm going to be working with my separate film clients doing work in that art world, music videos, documentary work. But in terms of skate and carve, yeah, I just want to definitely just keep writing and see what we can do. What we can do is always do this and do loads of video content
Hmm.
to keep the community alive.
Yeah, and you're going to be in if the Cedric and Chris they are not sure if it's going to happen. It's electric in 21. If it
Mm,
if that happens, you're going to be there.
definitely, yeah. What's the latest news on that?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are not sure. I'm going to ask him Saturday. They are um, searching for guys to help him, the sponsors and everything. But the big question is him this because of this COVID-19. We don't know. In the
Yeah.
moment, it's very difficult for them to decide. But I hope that can happen. We're going to see, but
Mm,
we never know. Uh, I hope, but I'm going to speak Saturday with Chris, and maybe they can help us a little more about this question. The other question what I have for you is, you write lots of brands, lots of. I see you with Involve, I see you with Barra board, I see you with Melo board, I see you with the Raptor, everything
mm,
I see you with Lacroix. What
mm.
company do you work today, or are you?
Um, I have a somewhat distant relationship with Lacroix,
Mhm.
and I'm grateful that Lacroix I own is one of the few things that survived the fire. So I'm going to continue riding that. Um,
Do you
I am not
do
looking to have. I'm
Do
not
you
looking to
lose?
have any. Sorry, go.
Do you lose your board in a? Do you lose your lacroix in a fire?
No.
Okay, that is good.
Yeah.
That is very important for you.
Thankfully, that was in a separate area. It was too large to have in my bedroom. So, um, yeah,
That is something
really,
good for you.
yeah,
I was
that's good. I
I was
lost
thinking,
lost quite a few boards, one
yeah,
wheel urethane racer. Yeah, but
we're going to come
thankfully that one.
from all the companies you work, my friend, till now. What was the best one for you? Who treat you better? Who take care of you? Who show you love more than the others?
There's got to be an ocean, definitely. Yeah, we was the brother.
I'm going to tell you something. I love Jason, and I'm going to. Lots of people going to hate me and going to say Nelson that is a piece of shit. Jason, you don't have to. But I love him. He was a correct guy with me, and I cannot say nothing bad about him. And I think everybody has the right to have his opinion. I know that he made lots of shit, but I love this guy, and I'm not going to speak bad about him. But because he was always correct to me, that's
Yeah,
my.
yeah,
I know there is lots of people don't like him. I understand it, but with me, he was every always correct, and till today, he's correct with me. That's
yeah.
the
That's
important thing.
true.
So now we're going to we're going to this sad questions. How many boards you lose in your fire in your house? In 21, you lose everything. Can you explain us and what you lose there for the people
Um,
to know?
so I just go through whole boards or parts and everything.
What you like to say, my friend? I think that is very important for you because you lose lots of things. And if somebody wants to help him, I'm going to leave the link here, and you can donate something for him to help him. He needs the help from us. Please, my friend.
Well, I guess on the skateboarding side,
Uh huh.
uh, three longboards, um, very nice longboards. My normal skateboard, which I use to go to the skate park, it was a old school board I bought in California. Two snowboards, um, a one wheel, a boosted board, a Walgo sort of carbon fiber DIY board,
Mm-hmm.
boosted stealth. That was a nice one. Then there was my DIY board I'd been working on for the next competitions, which was like a urethane racer on a land yacht switchblade deck with street wind parts. That was a very nice piece that I was really looking forward to racing on. And then, so that was like complete boards, but then I lost maybe like 6 speed controllers, including Fox boxes, and
Sure.
maybe like 6 to 10, and then maybe 20 sets of wheels, 10 sets of motor mounts, um, then spot welder, all of the tools associated with building batteries and electric skateboards, maybe like a thousand lithium batteries that, um, yeah, once they got triggered by the fire, they just went off.
Yeah,
And
that's normal.
yeah, and then so that's like then all the tools. So I think that's that, and then there's like my professional lives and creative life of film. So there was like my cabinet of equipment with all my lenses in it, and all of like audio equipment, recording equipment, studio equipment, like voiceover equipment, then a video editing setup with all the hard drives with all my data on it, speakers, and then yeah, that kind of covers the studio, which I'd use day to day to edit videos and create. It's like my workspace pretty much. That plus had all my personal belongings and valuables I'd collected from travels around the world. And then there's yeah, my bedroom that had all my furniture and sort of like childhood toys I had as well, and some books and parts. Yeah, so that's like my belongings that I lost. But in like I don't feel so terribly about them. Like it's not like I've lost a loved one or a person. Like we lost the cat, which is really sad, but I've lost. I've kind of stepped like it's going to take a while to rebuild, but it's I I feel grateful for what I've still got and the support. So it's like you lose these things, but it's almost a spiritual process of you know burning off the old and coming back as a new. And I know it's not a very convenient time to be
Yeah.
having such a fresh start with COVID and all that, but I'm just grateful that I've got my faith and I've got people like you around. It's pretty good. Life's
It's
pretty
always
good.
good. It's always good, my friend. What was the what was
Give us a minute. Sure. That's the
the
fan.
do you have no time? Do you have to go, my friend?
No.
Okay. My question, my friend, what was the thing you lose in your fire that uh, was very important for you? Most important thing that if you,
So when I lived in Australia, I used to film transformational festivals, which were events that really pushed like the boundaries of,
okay,
like they were incredible events in nature that incorporated yoga and like an amazing means of living life, like healthy eating, music, ceremonial activities. And I started making a documentary called The Evolution of Consciousness, which took me to events like Burning Man, Boom Festival in Portugal. And I'd been gathering content for this documentary, which was a big part of my expression of, that part of my life of the last 6 years and the journey that I've gone through in my life. So it was a story that I really wanted to share, and I've been working on for a while, and that was my sort of big project, and I was hoping for a big reveal. So that's something I lost on all of my hard drives with the
oh,
equipment. So um, yeah, so it's something I'm just going to kind of like try and continue to do in other means.
yeah, I think you're going to achieve it, my friend. I know that you lose lots of things, and I hope that you. Yeah, it's going to be always difficult because there is lots of things you're never going to see it, and you're never going to. It's not going to. It's not going to happen. Sometimes there is things we can change, but this you cannot change it. For the other side, the important thing you are safe, uh,
Mm,
and you can
yeah.
start everything again. And maybe now is going to help you to go very high, and that is the important thing. The
Mm,
other thing I would like to ask you, my friend, I'm going to make you like some questions, and you just say a little about them. What is your opinion?
mhm.
Baja Port.
Four-wheel drive, fast, can go on not anything, but can go very fast on off-road terrain. Very high tech, can be quite breakable, very expensive, but very high performance, very amazing controller. Really incredible how you can program the software on the controller. Um, Nice shape, but not very flexible. Um, and not so easy to maintain with DIY parts, but it's a very, very amazing machine. I would definitely buy one if I had the money for one.
So Raptor.
Raptor. I guess that's a very like, pioneering board, direct drive, high current output, um, portable, um, Yes. Next, fast.
Involve.
Carvey, fun, um, zippy, not so powerful, but very playful. Um, yeah, not the most amazing technology inside like the Vesk, but very incredible, like all-in-one unit that is just gives you like that sensation of surfing and snowboarding. Like it's a great. I think it's probably the best all-in-one product that's been marketed. Like that's why it's done so well.
Yeah. Mellow board.
Mellowboard, and stylish and German and very high tech. I think they had an engineer from BMW. Very. Um, it was cool how they had the fact that you could put it on any board. The batteries were interchangeable.
You
It
can
was incredibly light. So I did own one, and yeah, it was amazing to be able to like take that on a plane, and it was there's not many boards that you want to walk around and carry, and I think mellow boards was like as
mellow
heavy as
board.
you want to go for like actually walking around, like commuting. Say if you're on the underground, like just any more than 7 kilos is too much to just carry around and be casual with and pretend it's not heavy.
Yeah, okay. I say wrong. That was not mellow board. That is mellow drive because normally, you can buy it and you can put every deck you want. You can put it
Mm,
a longboard. You can put it a skateboard. That's what I think was fantastic, and you can drive it like a normal skateboard. Take the battery out and everything. And I'm very sad that they closed the doors last year. So
yeah,
next
it's a
one.
shame for that.
Yeah, I think.
They had such good customer service, and the product was, you know, they put a lot of work into it. So
Yeah,
working, right at that level, you have to sell a lot of the product, and that's where Esk8 can be quite difficult because that level of innovation and support needs a lot of funding, really.
what I think is like this: they started with a big price, and they don't listen to the. You have lots of years of this. I have lots of years of this too, and I know the first YouTubers who start to ride it. They have issues with the controller, with
Mm,
the with the controller and the board, and I think Melo don't listen in beginning to the
mm,
not to the customers, maybe to the YouTubers, and
mm,
then price was very big, very, and then they changed the company to the other person, but the name was a little damaged, and then
mm.
came this Chinese company who make a copy. You have today one copy from Melo, and the price is like that. Uh, I think $400,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
the
hard to
same.
compete. Yeah,
Yeah, then is how to compete.
yeah,
And I think
yeah.
the system of the control from the board, maybe they don't change it nothing in all the years. They always
Mm,
keep the same system. But I think it was very sad because it was a nice company.
mm.
Bio board. I see you
Theo
try.
board.
I'm just talking of boards that I see you trying, because you was in England, in France, and you tried the first day we came, the two of us. You tried the bio board. It was the outside the
Oh, bio board.
bio board. Sorry.
um, the bio board, is that like a Walgo copy or something like that?
Yeah,
Or
but
like a
In Portuguese is bio
Evo?
board. It's bio.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, well, they're pretty quick. I almost hit a car on one of those, or did the board hit the car, and the board came out better than the car. So it was a strong board. Um,
I see you trying in France the first time when the guys were
yeah,
there.
yeah, no, those guys are really innovative. Those guys are, um, yeah, I like their attitude towards it. They're just taking like what's available and then be like, well, we can just let's put four motors, let's put as many batteries, let's just make it as beefy as like in power as we can. Um, so when I first saw a photo of them, uh, how they put out that first bio board, that design with four motors, thought that's finally someone's doing that, and it yeah, it's great what they're doing. I think their boards are brilliant, especially working with the Land Yachts Evo deck and
Yeah.
working with that design and using 6-inch all-terrain wheels, gear drives. Like the gear drives I use, like they're quite noisy, but they're like really responsive. So they're definitely using some of the best technology that's out there. It's definitely a good board. Love to have one of them.
Team Tom. We're going to answer your questions in a minute. Uh, then we go to another board, Lacroix.
Yeah, I mean the Lacroix board was very interesting to me. Working with the design of having a whole redesigned truck, like the hyper truck, and having cushions instead of a kingpin and a bushing was one of the big reasons I started riding on the Lacroix, where I wanted to work with them. Um, that really steps it up for riding high speed and when you're mounting big motors. So trying to step up to the next level in Esk8, I think, with these heavier components, heavier batteries. I think that truck design really can take quite a lot. Um, Very stable. Also having a proper, I really like that deck shape. Um, how you can stand like that is a big part of it. Having the flexibility, low center of gravity with the battery underneath. Low center of gravity is just key for racing and having good control. Um, yeah, those are the main components. Obviously, you've got tires on it. You need tires on it. There's nothing exciting about Esk8 tires these days. I mean, people are buying all these really expensive alloy rims, but
Mm-hmm.
what I really want to see is some really expensive, nice tires that I can really ride hard on. Something that's like a car tire style, that's spread because everyone's riding on rounded tires and Kenda cheap rubber. So I'm hoping that soon we can see some like Michelin grade automotive, like micro automotive tires that like really quality rubber. Um, that would be cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love I love the Lone Star and what's coming out and the Super Sport. It's going to be, yeah. I mean, I'd love to try one out. They look pretty impressive. I like belt drives over gear drives personally because it's more of a freeing, rolling feel, and maintenance is easy to do on the fly. Changing a belt's quite simple. I like the noise of belts as well. Having tried hubs, gears, and belts, I like belts a lot more. But you can get more performance out of a gear drive in torquey situations.
Uh, maybe if something. I changed now for gear drive for my
Mm.
Lacroix, and
Like it?
I can tell you the performance. Uh, I'm not a gear drive too. I have the gear drive now from Atox.
Mm.
Uh, he created for me, and I'm impressed because for the board, what I have that is so fast and the braking are so good. I think for the weight of the board, the gear drive comes better because you have a Lone Star, I have a Lone Star. They are very heavy boards. We go
Mm.
about t- 23 kilos, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that is I'm loving, but I'm testing because I we have to test first. You don't want to sell it, and we have to wait for the gear drive from Lacroix. And I hope everything Lacroix makes. When you see the gear drives, the new ones, I think that is fantastic from Lacroix. But they are not in the market till April, and
Yeah.
that's why I this project with the ATOX was about 7 months we started. And because
Mm.
I asked to Alex if he's going to make the gear drive, and he said I don't know, maybe yes, maybe not. And I say okay. Then I speak with ATOX. He's from Germany. He lives about 100 kilometers from me. And I say okay, let's do it something. And it was, and I do it, and I'm very impressed with the gear drives. I think for the board is better, but I don't know. And just to tell, Alex is here in February too. He's going to come here to talk a little more about the gear drives and everything. What the Super Sport. That is one of the guys who are going to come here to the live stream.
Yeah.
Another question. Let's go for Trumpa.
Tramper. Great board. Yeah. I've ridden quite a few trampers. I guess if you want to do some jumps, you need a tramper, and if you want to really ride off road, and if you want to get your board wet, then you need a tramper. So if you want to, that's quite a large part of the market. Again, there would be other boards that would meet those needs, but tramper, really rugged boards, um, really old school as well. Tramper, like, big player in mountain boarding, and mountain boarding goes way back as like a brilliant old British sport. And Ted is like, got a great history in mountain boarding and has done a lot for the mountain boarding, electric skateboarding community. And now that Tramper work with
He's a fanatic.
Veda, with the Vesk, you've got the brains and like the best person in the world behind the computer, and the computer being like the main part of the board. That's a pretty good team. I know they got
Yeah,
a new location as well for their business, which is going really well, and they've got
yeah.
a pretty good team of riders.
And
So yeah,
I think
very
they're going
cool
to
place
change
to
it,
watch.
and I think they're going to change again the shop. That's what I understand.
Mm,
I don't know really. I think Ted is a fanatic guy for Trump. He loves so much Trump
mm,
that he just see Trump. He don't see nothing else. And
mm.
how was your day with him? Was good? Do you have fun? Because I
Yeah,
have this.
yeah. We had an amazing day. That was, yeah, really good to see where they live. Um, Really good to ride around. Nottingham's, yeah, good place to skate. The forests were amazing. It was really muddy, so there's a few shots that got missed out in there where I was just completely stuck in the mud, just like proper getting to know what it's like to be on a trampo. Where you, like, one moment you're like it's all good, and then you just head first, strapped in, like just covered. You get it all over your face, and you're like, right, this is the other side of electric skateboarding. But riding these these jumps, that's really fun riding like that. And
Yeah, but Moja, I see you
having
right,
it.
but I see you riding with the Lacroix and against a Trump, and you achieved with the Lacroix to go faster. And the Lacroix is not a
Yeah, I
Lacroix
guess
is not.
well, like it depends on so much. You write massive essays about why one would go around one corner better than the other. um, yeah, it depends. Well, the Tramper, like, if it's gonna be off road, Lacroix isn't amazing off road. Definitely, the center of gravity is too low. and it doesn't have the right stock tires, so you could gear it up for off road and it would do pretty well. But with that weight, like lightweight maneuverability off road is really handy, and you don't have that as much. It's much it performs much better like when it's stuck to tarmac, I think.
And how was the experience to know Benjamin? I never met him live. I was there in. How was
Mm.
the?
Yeah, it's good to meet good to meet someone who isn't normally an in-person kind of guy. Like he's just didn't expect him to be there at that event, and it's like because I've just known him as on the forums always, and he seems to be like one of those incredibly intelligent sort of geeky characters that lives somewhere in Eastern Europe, and you see occasionally on the forums, and then he comes out with like a new firmware update. So that was like that's who Vedder was to me for years, like occasionally coming out with a new video. And I never ever directly sent him any messages or anything like that. I didn't want to overwhelm him. So I was just waiting for like watching the new technology. So to see him in person at this event was really cool to have some like the founder of, you know, the computer behind electric skateboarding there it's like a little celebrity moment.
And for you,
And for you, because
because I think you've been the only one who interview Benjamin. I never see another guy interviewing Benjamin.
mm,
I think you've been the only one, the lucky one who have
yeah,
this privilege to speak with him live.
yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not what he normally does. It's not his sort of character side to go and do interviews at all. I think he'd much rather release a firmware update.
He's more
um,
private.
yeah. Um, but a really nice guy, a really smart guy. He did his PhD on the
Mhm.
Vesk and saw a gap in the market, and that Vesk is utilized in loads of different industries now. You can use it in film, you can use it in engineering, it's such a broad use. It's just basically a small motor controller with like massive capabilities in it. If you
You
compare the Vesk to what's like available in e-biking or anything like that, it's way better.
Yeah,
Um,
because vest you can work with lots of things with wash machines, everything. You can
yeah.
use it. That is one product that you can use for most of the things. The other we go to another one. One wheel.
um, yeah, they're very fun. One wheel. I've face planted off of one wheel once or twice. uh, yeah, I think they're pretty like I remember like quite a few years ago seeing the founder of One Wheel doing a video on a YouTube show, and he
Hmm.
was presenting the One Wheel for like the first time, saying, "Well, this is the One Wheel, and this is what it does." And I was like, "What the hell is that?" Like looking at that, that's a strange thing. And I think like a couple of years like later, then it started surfacing as a real thing. I was like, okay, people are like really into this, like because as a skateboarder, often when you look at some kind of new board technology, you just default think it's a gimmick because you're like, oh, it's not now, don't know what that is. It's not a skateboard. So it was a few years before I gave it a go. But no, I find them really strange to ride. Uh,
It's
I like having a go. They're great for 5 minutes or so, but it's not something I want to like ride a lot. It's
it's
a
not
strange.
right.
I'm a lot more into EECs than the one wheels. I think.
Okay. And you let the unicycle?
Yeah. I like them. I learned to ride them in San Francisco. They're quite hard to learn to start,
To
but
start.
they're like to start up, like to get just to learn it, and also just to initially stand on it. It's quite difficult, but I think they're really impressive because they're actually like amazing vehicles in terms of the specifications of how small it is, how far you can go, how fast you can go, how you can walk around with it, how you can have power outlets on it, how you can have headlights inbuilt. They make
And
a lot of sense.
it's a big community, yeah.
Um, I don't know. I guess the community is sometimes crosses over into Esk8, but it's somewhat separate as well.
Yeah.
I guess I was just looking at more from a vehicle perspective, like
Mhm. It's
yeah,
more a
how it
vehicle.
performs. Yeah, I see it as a vehicle, not as a well. There's always going to be a club out of everything, like, but yeah, I see it as something that makes sense as a vehicle for moving us around the city mainly.
And what you think about the new one is going to come out, the speedboard?
The
That is
speedboard.
like that is the one with two wheels. Do you know the speedboard?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe
Um,
maybe it's going to start this month. They're going to start to ship it
can
this
you
month.
bring up a picture of it? These
Yeah,
boards are really interesting.
that is.
Yeah. Well, I saw someone on one of these near Buckingham Palace on one of the group rides, and he had a DIY one that he'd made from scooter parts.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm trying to have one. I'm
yeah,
just waiting.
I've never actually tried one, so it's hard to it's hard to make an opinion on it. Really.
You can go to 30 miles, huh? You can go to the 30 miles per hour. Huh?
Yeah.
It's not, but it's a different. Is a different feeling. But you have a control. You have a remote control. Uh, but I think, let's see a video here, and I think is a different way. We are talking about one wheels. One wheels is
Trying to
uh,
sell you all you want.
yeah, yeah,
Good
it's a
market.
different. Uh, yeah, that's what we are talking about.
Yeah.
I think is going to be a different way of riding, but uh, I'm going to buy one,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
that is
I
the
mean,
guy.
I'd like to try one definitely.
I think it's a different way of riding,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I hope that this month they put it out, and
Mm.
because we are waiting about 2 years, and I think that is going to be a different thing for the community to try it.
Yeah. Their campaign started a while ago. Are they on Kickstarter for it?
Yeah, they like to they normally they want to sell it in March of last year. They want to
Yeah.
start, but because of the
Yeah.
COVID and tests and everything, and then it was the problem with the in nation
Yeah.
because you cannot
Yeah.
have
I
the box.
checked them out then, and that's when I
Yeah,
first saw them. So yeah, yeah, keen to see what they bring out in the next few months. That's
yeah,
I think it might ride well, and I think it. Oh, well, one
yeah.
cool thing would be easier to put mud guards on it, and that
Mhm.
would be nice.
So, my friend,
um,
now we go to another theme. Community is like a family for you.
yes,
Yes, community.
yes.
They what when you have this problem with your fire in your home,
Mm.
was you expecting the reaction from the community like you receive it?
No, I guess it's not often that you put out and like publicly ask for help, and I think it's yeah, it's amazing to see people responding like that. very grateful, and yeah, it fills you with energy. Community, the skate community, my immediate community in the house, family and friends and people I've known all over the world, like really putting their hand out. So it's a great show of like something more powerful than a lot of what we've all been experiencing this year. There's this really strong human energy that I think people draw on in times like this, and that when I put out and say, look, I need a bit of help here, like I've lost quite a lot. Seeing people come through in that moment is like a real show of something greater. I think that's one of the most important things, definitely.
So now I have here questions here from Tom. We're going to start with the first one from Tom. What is the thing you need right now?
What is the one thing we need right now? I need really just like a little rest for a little while. Like would be nice. Like just take a week to just like digest this whole thing, because that would be good. With the donations people sent me through, like I've replaced like those immediate things that I needed, like starting with like need a toothbrush, need a pair of jeans, need a pair of like need these clothes, need items, and then went to like we've got like a carpet cleaner, we've got like paint for the house, we've got cleaning products, like to try and make our house livable, because it's quite like smoke damaged and it's not easy to find somewhere else to go right now for 5 people. Like, so money's been going into that. I'm trying to need less, and which is so asking me what I need is like I'm trying to just take a
because
break from eating materials, because I think it feels like it's a healthy thing to do right now.
you have the question here from Tim, and it's like a little different, but it's going to the same. It's like what the best way the people can support you right now.
Putting a donation on my GoFundMe is a great way to support, because that can help me rebuild my business. And I lost quite a bit in equipment, and that can help me with having some progress in 2021. Basically, like I've had I've had some great support, and so with the fundraiser, that's been amazing, and that's starting to slow down. So I'm not asking for that to go all the way up to its goal. So I'm grateful for anything that's given, really.
Why not, my friend?
Yeah.
You need it. In the moment you need it. It's not a shame to you're just asking something if somebody can help you, and if somebody is there to help you, don't go down, go up, help the guy. The 10,000 pounds is nothing what he lose. If you have the chance, please help him. That is very important.
Yeah.
Hey, Moja, that is life, my friend. In the moment you need that, and everybody have to support you. Don't forget, it's going to be lots of things in you're going to what you're going to invest. Maybe you're going to receive something in return. There is skateboards, there is Rurox helmets, there is so many things. There is from Lee, there is from lazy rollings, there is from so many companies who give you're going to receive gifts if you send the money. Don't what Moja, I understand Moja don't want to say to no one please give me money. No, you're not giving the money, you are helping a person who needs now. Maybe someday you're going to need it. We never know. Maybe we're not going to need it, but the good actions. That's why we are humans. We have to help each other. That's why he need in this moment us, and we have to help him. That is the important thing. Mojo, don't be. Uh, if you have a chance, go to his link. Go to PayPal.
Yeah,
You can for PayPal, or you can put it with credit card. It's not a problem. In a
thank
moment, you
you
need
for
help.
putting it like that. It's very hard for me to ask for help like that. I don't often ask for help, so this is the campaign, and you can see what's happened, and
Mojo,
you know,
that's
yeah,
that can happen to anyone, my friend. That you're not asking something special. You're just asking help, like everybody. Maybe sometimes I need help too, and maybe sometimes another person. We are a community. Why not helping you? It's so
mm,
simple. And
mm,
I know, I understand you. I know that it's difficult for you to ask to everybody to give some money for you. I know you are a man. We are proud of ourselves. But in the moment, forget that. You need help. You need support. Donate something. Help this guy. We are not doing. If you give of 10 pounds or 10 euros or $10 for you, you're not going to miss it. That is nothing. For him, it's going to be very important. If everybody give £5 or $5 or 10, that is nothing for us, and for him it's very important. If you can give more, why not?
mm.
That is the
Yeah.
important. Yeah,
I've had over 130 people, individuals, donate so far, and have thanked a vast majority of them individually, and some of them give £5 here and there. Some people, giving me £500, and some people I don't even know have given me money, which is incredible. Um, but it's amazing, for someone on the other side of the world to just drop you £5 and say, I think that helps you out, mate. Like, and I think it's great that we can do that. Let's drop you a few
yeah,
bucks. Hope you're doing well in the future. Thanks, mate.
yeah, my friend, that is the important thing.
Tarzan. Wicked. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Cheers.
if you have the chance, if you don't see this video today, you're going to see tomorrow, or you're going to see another day. Donate, guys. I'm going to leave the
Thank
link here for everybody that you have different ways to pay to send to donate the money. The money is not going to be expended to go to a bar or something like that. It needs to work because it makes
like
food.
like the laptop I'm talking on right now, I received 2 days ago thanks to donations, and this is a replacement of my previous laptop. The equipment I used today on the photo shoot that I just got back from 8 minutes late for this stream, I used, I replaced the equipment with donations, so and I was able to go to work and continue my life. So thank you, and that's what donations go towards, is me continuing to run my business and do what I do as a human being, which has many forms and of skateboarding and working and making events happen and running a community with my beautiful friends and all associated and being a part of this. So that helps me keep doing that. So in 2021, to keep fighting and keep our heads strong, we need attitudes like this. And
And
Carve
we
UK. We need Carve. We need each other, like communities like this. And, this is how we like.
That's
This is
why
how we
carve,
stay
carve
strong, and that's
That's why
it.
Carv is so important for us. Carv is one of the guys who are helping you a lot. Thank you guys
Mm,
from you are amazing. And I think
mm-hmm.
we cannot forget the other ones, but Carv with this
And
you have here Amanda saying hi.
Lady Carve.
And yeah, we have to do something. That we are like a big family, and that's why we have to change the rules of everything and change the way of everybody thinking. And I'm very proud to be in this community because we are doing something special for you. Maybe it's not enough, but we're going to do the best what we can to help you, my friend. Now we're going to the end. I'm going to ask you just one, maybe see what is me the future of Moja Films. Are you going to stop it? You're going to go?
The future of Moja Films. The future is to excel my skills as a cinematographer, focusing on capturing incredible images and adapting in the new times. So, you know, with the equipment I'm replacing, I can continue with my goal as a cinematographer. And how that looks in 2021 does depend on how 2021 looks, which I'm not sure how, but I'm really pushing to get more into documentary productions, more into sort of Netflix productions, and getting into those areas with an electric skateboard as a part of the. So filming on electric skateboards is something I've always done. So thankfully, I've still got the LaCroix, but using gimbal stabilizers on a skateboard and filming is something I've always liked to bring into the game. So mainly, I'm just a normal camera person and a photographer, but that's something I'd like to develop more and more in the skill set is how to film and skate.
That's from Jay Boston. Hi, Jay.
I miss you,
Jay.
mate. You're loving it down under. No, it's not too heartbreaking. It's a tragedy, but my heart is strong.
Then I'm going to do just one. The when you change from skateboards to electro skateboards, the first time you try it, how was the sensation?
Um, yeah, I was definitely hooked, and I also didn't have anyone else to tell as well because I was the only one around in Brisbane doing it. So I was very quietly like, "This is amazing," and I did think to myself, "I'm going to be doing this for a very, very long time." Almost that, oh, what's going on here? We've found something. Mo just found something, and he's never going to put it down. And that was, yeah, definitely true.
That was the beginning of everything.
Yeah, yeah. I think sometimes when you find a new hobby and you go, oh, this is really, really good. I really like this. Then that's what electric skateboarding is. It's
When you
such a
see
good
like
feeling, and
when you see
it doesn't.
when you see
Yeah,
this photo, that is
yeah,
like never forget.
yeah, yeah.
Now we're going to the end. What was the Moja film the best interview for you? Hello?
The best interview that I've done.
Do you have done?
I don't think I've done a hell of a lot of interviews, so it's quite a difficult question.
Or one of the special ones.
It's got to be. It's got to be. It's got to be with Tim.
Yeah. Okay. And the other one, I know you are a DJ. Is that
Mm,
right? W- is that the
yes.
second passion? Is that the second passion, the third passion from you? You do it like a hobby, or that you do it professionally?
Um, I do it as a hobby. Have been paid a few times, but it's always secondary to my filming. So the filming's what I do at events a lot, and I've photographed and filmed a lot of festivals and events. Um, Music is really key to me, and it's a big part of my life. So I've been DJing for about 8 years, and I do it. I DJ for my friends and for parties and events that I run. So I run events sometimes with my own sound system, and so DJing should have to replace a bit of gear, but that's all easy done. Yeah, DJing I think is an amazing thing. So I earlier on in the summer developed a Goldfinger sound system, which was like a electric bicycle, which is still outside, which is great. And I was DJing on that, and we had that going down Oxford Street with e-skaters. So we were riding and DJing, so bringing the music to the movement, um, combining it. So really like that. Um, Hopefully, like we can do that a little bit more in the future. Have some more DJ mixed into our events and a bit of a groove going. We might need a few more ladies.
Of course, that is always the important. The next question, my friend, you play instruments. I see. What the type of instruments do you love more to play?
Um, I play a didgeridoo. It's like an Australian instrument. Um, you want to hear it?
It's
There
fantastic.
you
Yeah, that's good because I see you playing. That's why I ask you. Yeah, it's
go.
fantastic. It's a very traditional instrument from Australia. The I think is one of the indigenous. What's the name of the guys in? Is one of the instruments they use more. I think.
Um,
Amanda
yeah,
wants to
it's
know.
so it's from the Aboriginal. It's the Aboriginals in Australia, in northern Australia, and yeah, Jay is saying, yeah, I played it in the French caves. I brought it with me just so that I could see how it sounded in the caves. It sounded great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest instruments, and it came from northern Australia and Arnhem Land, and it's originally called the Yadaki, and then it was named the didgeridoo by white people because it sounds like the or just kind of sounds like a didgeridoo, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a ceremonial instrument. It's mainly used for playing in funerals and in ceremony, and it's an instrument that's like helped me through a lot of, it's a very spiritual thing. So it's like you can use it to just put energy into, and yeah, in the last week when I've just been processing emotions around this fire, I've used it, and it's a really good tool.
And great that you don't lose it. That was the important thing. That it was saved.
Exactly. Yes. So the night, I think it was the night or the night before the fire, um, we went down to the greenhouse so I could share, because I really wanted for a while to share with my friends how to play it. So we took this one down along with another two to the greenhouse, and we did a little practice session. And then I looked at them. I was like, "Oh, I'll leave them there for next time." So I was very grateful I didn't bring them back to the house.
It's very good. That was very important. And my for last question, my friend, I know that you love hats. That is a special from Australia too. This love for hats
Mm.
because you use lots of hats, different ones.
Yeah.
Because every time I see you, you are always with a special hat in your head, and I say that it's
Apart
not
from right
because.
now. Like,
Yeah, well, this is the video from Moja in the caves. Okay, I'm going to try to put it. Uh, the last question I'm going to one of the questions I'm going to ask you. Maybe you try it. Dope grip tape. Do you try it?
mm.
Or you?
I've not had a session on it. I tried it once. Just stepping on. I think maybe it was Billy's or something had it. It's like cushiony grip tape, isn't it?
Mhm.
I've been looking at it recently. I've been thinking about it. Yeah,
It's,
I'm not. I'm not so sure. Like I don't see
it's
how it would be that much better than normal grip tape. What do you think?
yeah. It's more. I think it's more when you go faster for you to enjoy and move your feet like you. I think that is not the perfect grip tape. And now the other question, lazy rollings. What do you think
Mm.
about this, guys? Or is equipment? Do you try it? Do you never try it?
Well, I heard. Well, I heard he was one day going to bring out a board. I heard that lazy rolling that was like a building of a brand and identity in preparation for the great reveal. So
Mhm.
I like to keep feeding that rumor. I love
Yeah,
their products, and I really like. Yeah, I really like them. They're good.
I ask this because I think that is two companies who help a lot the community. That's why I ask you about them too. They are, I think they are very good to
Mm,
help us always, and that's why I always talk about them and I ask their opinion for
mm,
everyone. I think that is very important. Sometimes it's not. I never listen nothing negative from them. I always
mm,
have good feedback. So Moja, now we go to the end.
mm.
What do you like for this year to happen for the community and 2021?
Oh, I'd love to see some gatherings. Um, yeah, like some socials. Well, as soon as we're allowed to meet, I'd love to see that happen. Once we can meet in 30, I'd love to see like some nice events happening frequently of 30 people, or as soon as we can have an event of 100, that would be great. Having events dotted around Europe and around the UK, and just working out maybe like, because once we got the opportunity to do it, we're not going to take it for granted. So we'll be like, okay, how do we do this? How do we make it happen? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I think it'd be good to do some like days in a car park or something like that. So we can really spend time like hanging out, socializing, and talking and connecting. Be
Having
nice.
fun,
Yeah, yeah.
rolling.
Rolling. Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course, my friend. Uh,
So how's your arm? How's your injury? I remember you had a big bail.
Not good. Maybe I'm
Not
going to
good.
be. No, my hand is in bad shape. I cannot turn it completely. Uh,
Hmm.
and with the problem here in Germany now, because we cannot go to what's the name? Like a spa. It's like you can train every day because everything is closed. I
Mm.
cannot. I cannot make my physiotherapy. Wie heißt das? I don't know in English. I
Yeah.
cannot. I cannot
Physiotherapy.
physiotherapy. Then
Yeah.
I'm stuck in my home, and we have to wait. I hope that everything is going to be fine, but we have to wait.
Mm.
My shoulder is perfect, but
Hmm.
my hand is in a bad situation. That's why I ask you today
Mm.
about the protection, because before, my friend, I was always riding, and I was I don't need. I was always with the protection in my car, and I was
Hmm.
it's just 5 minutes, it's no problem. And in 2 minutes happened my accident.
Yeah. Right.
And I ride it 8 years, never have a big issue,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe I have an idea. Like I know a thing that's good for your hand. To maybe I'll send you one of these. I have it here. You can rebuild your nerves in your hand.
that you are good.
Yeah, so I broke my elbow a few years ago, and I've also broken this arm twice. But like doing this kind of thing is a good rehabilitation for that hand. So I think like
Yeah, try it,
I
my
can
friend.
maybe send you one of these.
Yeah. If you have another question, you can. I'm be free to answer you. No problem, my
Yeah.
friend.
So are you skating a lot at the moment? Like how's your day-to-day thing?
Every day. If
Yeah.
I have a chance, I always put my bag, and I always ride alone.
Yeah.
Most of the
Yeah.
time, I have now 8 years. In the last 2 years, I'm more with the community, and the
Yeah.
other year, because was not so many persons, I always ride alone. And because in the beginning was nobody with electro boards. I was just
Mm.
one always alone, and don't find nobody. And in the last 3 to 2 years,
Mm.
the electro skateboard goes very big.
Yeah.
Before, you don't see not too much people riding. In Germany was nothing. I
Yeah.
passed to the police, and the police was like, what? That I And today, if the police catch me here, they take me the board
Yeah. So
for
where are
sure.
you in Portugal?
I'm not living in Portugal. I'm living about 20 years now in Germany, but I come from south of Portugal. My house, the beach.
Yeah.
That is
That's crazy.
you
That's
go.
crazy. I can't believe you're in. I just always thought you were in Portugal. I just like never even like questioned it because you just had Portugal on everything. So I
Yeah, I
was
love
like,
my.
it must be in fucking Portugal.
Yeah, but you have to think like this, my friend. The economy in Portugal is very bad. If you
Yeah.
come from if you come from the south of Portugal, you just have the tourists. When you don't
Mm.
have no tourists, keeps kind of industry. Then you don't have no work. You don't have nothing. It's like you be in a winter without no work. And
Mm.
today I have a family. I have 3 kids and everything, and I cannot give me this pleasure of 6 months or 7 months in my house with no work. And in
Yeah.
Germany, Hmm?
So you keep the pride strong of the Portuguese culture and yeah,
It's
it's
very
good.
sad for me not to be in my country, but the possibilities that Germany give me, I cannot forget. I am here about 20 years. I was in Brazil lots of years, and I love it. I love it to stay there, but the economy there is, and the criminality is very big in Brazil, and for you to raise your kids, I make my decision. Okay, I come back to Germany. Germany give me a good possibility because I'm a cook, and yeah, I'm here lots of
Mm,
years. In the 20 years I'm here, I was 2 times in Brazil. I lived there 7 years, and then I come back again. And Brazil is
mm,
amazing. In Brazil, you are free, but you never know what you are. What's going to happen? You're always going to be a gringo. You are a
mm,
gringo, and the gringo is a guy who always can everything happen. Maybe not to you, maybe to your family. You never know. That's why I change it. But Brazil is fantastic. It's so
yeah,
amazing. It's so
yeah.
crazy. Yeah, that's
Uh,
why. And in
This is
Germany, yeah, in Germany it's fun. Is we are trying to change the laws here because it's very difficult. In the last 3 years, we are fighting a lot in with the government because they don't let us to ride. And next month is this month is going to go a guy to jail because he was driving a electric unicycle. He's going to go for 3 months in jail, and
mm,
that is not a good situation now in Germany. In Germany, it's very bad for you as a rider.
yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I
You go on your license, and it's a shame.
a license is okay, but when you listen to a guy who goes to jail for 3 months, that's not a good
Mm,
option, and he's going to go to jail. The sentence has made. The judge sent him to 3 months in jail because he was
wow.
riding a year later unicycle. That is so crazy. It's the same. But that's why I ride sometimes more in Germany alone because then
Mm,
I know the ways where I don't find police. I can go wherever I want, and then I have my lacrosse. I can make lots of miles. I don't have no
yeah,
problem with the range, and I can go fast. It's not a problem. But I always use my safety. Everything now. I don't never again going to ride it on without safeties. Never.
yeah, yeah. Learning to roll, like maybe that can help. So when you do fall, like you can continue the
Yeah,
momentum.
yeah, but the problem for me it was like this, my friend. I was not waiting for that. That was like
Mm,
I was with 2 days before I was with the police, the
mm,
24. I buy it from China, and for me it was good because you don't have no bubbles.
mm,
Because with the 24 you can go to uh, 60-65 kilometers per hour, and you don't have no nothing. And then I change it to the 18, and then I go ride with my friends, and I forget that you go to the limit of the rotation, and then that makes like a
mm,
break. And then I was not waiting, and I was pushing very very fast, and I forget that uh, I have changed the pulleys, and then I went one moment to the other that make me I hit about 55 kilometers per hour. I don't know how many miles is that, and that was so fast. I have lots of accidents, but like this, that was so fast. I was not prepared for nothing. Nothing.
mm,
It was like Papa, it's finished.
mm.
No explanation, nothing. I was like, oh, and I
On
was
a
straight.
flat road,
Yeah,
straight.
straight away, straight road. Nothing special, and very good road, and was like
Mm,
phew, it's like
yeah.
you cannot that's the only explanation I find it for this accident, but because I have my camera, I have the accident, and
Mm,
when you see, you say is nothing. The road is you go up. I'm going
mm.
up. That's why that was not so fast. I was going up, and that was straight away, and to a moment to the other, I just
Yeah. I mean, I had the Lacroix doing similar things, just like when you hit the top of the duty cycle limit, I think it is. Then,
yeah.
yeah. So I was trying to, I think I managed to stop that just changing some settings, but I was really nervous riding it for a long time because of that.
Yeah, you talk with
Never
me.
had that happen on anything else.
with me
and it
with
helps.
me the only way I stopped that was I buy it from China, the 22 pulleys and the 24. It's
Mm,
it's very slow when you start it, but
mm,
you don't go to the limit of the rotation. Then
mm,
you can go. I go the maxima. I go to with the board was I think 72 kilometers per hour, and that was too much.
mm.
For me it was too much. I'm not so experienced driver like you and lots of guys, and I see that was my limit of the
Well,
crazy.
I think you can set it so that when it gets to 95%, it has a curve so that it will gradually reach, like it will just slow. Instead of giving you enough to throw you off, it will like enough so that you just feel it stop accelerating. So you just hit the top speed. So there's
Mhm.
settings so you can have it in there. Because I've ridden other boards, so there's plenty of boards where you can max out you can go as fast as possible on the controller, and you're hitting like a top speed that like the kV ratio of the motor will allow. So yeah, I
I
don't
think
think it should be cutting out. I don't think you need to be changing the
the
gears to be able to stop being thrown off the front of the board. I think
yeah,
it's the board.
because before when I was with the 18 pulleys, I was always about 55 kilometers per hour. I was always having this break. This is like starting the bubbles, and I could not go faster. And I
Mm,
say, okay, I'm going to change for the 20. I buy the 20. I buy the 22, and I buy the 24. And
mm,
and I say, okay, I'm going to change the pulleys because I also my computer is a Mac, and because the my Lacroix is with Foxbox, and
mm.
with Mac that don't work. That just work with the normal computer, and I could not change the settings from the board. And about 2 weeks,
Mm.
I buy a new computer, and I have to change it because of the gear drives. When you put the gear drives, you know that how that works. The motors work
Yeah, you
in
have to
yeah,
reprogram.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then I have to thank to Lee and all the guys because they send me the link for me to installate everything.
yeah,
And now with the gear drives, I'm very happy because yesterday I was around what's the limit? I was there yesterday. I was about 63 kilometers per hour in the gear drive, and I don't feel nothing. That was like
yeah.
smooth. That was perfect. That was like
Uh,
perfect, and the braking is so good. Boy, you can.
and you felt safe at that speed
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
on? Wow,
That
nice.
was
It's fast.
that
It's really fast.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Yesterday I was riding. I'm riding now. There is 1 week, and I was riding, and you don't. What make me what I have afraid is when they start these bubbles, or I have afraid of this braking. That you go to the
Yeah.
limit of the rotation, and with
Mm.
it, I was in 63 kilometers per hour, and I don't feel nothing. That was so comfortable. I'm not saying because
Yeah,
that
the confidence, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, and it's like when you have the when you have okay, I changed the settings a little too in my in Foxbox,
Mm.
and it's like when you give in a controller the gas, when you give power, that give you the response very fast. With the belts, sometimes you need a little time for to react, or something like that. And with the gear drive, that was so fast. And when you brake, that brakes, you have to be careful in the beginning because that the brake is so fast. And but if you can control it, I think gear drive for this board is better. I'm not a big fan of gear drive, but
Mm.
I have to say, uh, uh, I'm impressed in the Lacroix. That's why I tell to the guys, not now because I'm testing. I think for you to say to a friend from you if that is a good thing for you to buy it, you have to test it 1 month or two. Then you can say, okay, I tested for 2 months or something like that, and I recommend you that
Mm.
for you to buy it. That is a prototype from Lacroix, from Atox. He has made for me. I can trust. I know that he makes everything perfect, but
Hmm.
like I always tell, that is electro skateboard and is electric. Everything can happen. That's why better for us to first test it and test it and test it. Then when I have the forgiveness for everything, then I'm going to say, okay, guys, that is good for you to buy it. It is a good product. But I think the product from Lacroix is very good too.
Mm.
But
No, I agree. I think it's
because I
Falcon
have
Drive. Like, what's the exact difference? Is the pattern, right?
the difference from one and the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think if you see, for me, I like the gear drive from Atox. If you see it from Atox, it's smaller. I don't
I
like.
don't like.
Let me see. I'm going to try to. I'm going to make it like this. Then you can see the photo. When you have the gear drive, that is where I have it. I have so many photos. I don't know anymore. Okay, I have it here. Okay. Uh, okay, now I can show you. Let's go here. So that is the gear drive, and the
It's
gear
looking
drive is
good.
very,
Yeah, I saw
yeah.
this shot of yours. It looks great.
I can tell you. I can tell you. Like, let me put this out. Uh, that is. Uh, if you want something, you make it very small and like is like millimeters from the is like a millimeter. I think 2 millimeters from the. Do you see in this one? No, okay, I'm going
Hmm.
to show you like this. Okay, now. So now you are seeing that is his wheels, and that is the gear drive. The gear drive is very small in the back. Where is the motors? They are so big like the motors. They are not from
Mm.
Lacroix. I think they are going to be bigger, but I think the Falcon, you can change the pulleys. That's why I
Mm.
think the from the Lacroix, uh, in this ones you cannot change the settings. You can
Mm.
just use these settings. You cannot use another.
The board
That is
looks
like,
amazing. Looks really good.
yeah, the board is good, my friend. Uh, if you see it like this, let me show you. Ye- Okay, let's go if I can put it here bigger. So here you see with the gear drive, and that is with the belt.
Mm. Yeah, a lot longer.
Yeah, they come out, and this one when you put it now, that they're not going to touch the floor. You're
Mm.
going to have lots of
It's within the wheel. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's very and is like close to the
Mm.
is close to the what's the name?
Yeah,
It's
that's
it
handy way to carry it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, it's also like a lot better from an engineering perspective to have the motor closer to the pulley of the wheel.
yeah. That is better for you.
Because, yeah.
And with the trucks. that comes perfect with the trucks, and it makes different the system. But I tell to everybody, hey guys, I love Atox. He's a good friend for me. He
Mm.
makes what he makes is everything beautiful. But guys, uh past 2 hours.
What's the
We
2 hours? Is it
Thank you, Ben. We're going to
Joe
move.
Rogan style sessions?
Thank you, Ben. I'm going to tell to everybody the product from uh, Lacroix, everything Alex make is a good product. I always tell to everybody the Atox product is fantastic product, but he
Mm.
just make it for me. If somebody wants one, he can make it, but he's not selling that. Atox is more a special guy with off-road boards. Is more DI boards is way of working. And if you want something that is going to be perfect in your board, if you buy it from Alex from Lacroix, and the price from Lacroix is very good, huh? The price, when you compare it, you're going to see maybe Atox is going to sell the same price. That's why I tell it. I just like to the people to test it, and if you have a question like to try it, that's so shit with this COVID-19, because I want everybody who have a Lacroix, they can test it, the gear drives. That's so fantastic. You cannot imagine. That is like day and night. You cannot compare one with the other one. If you tell me Nelson, come back to the bells, I don't come back to the bells. I come back. I want to make a trumper board now, and I would like to have the build. But we're going to do like this, my friend, because we are more than 2 hours here. I forget about this. Don't go out. I'm going to end it, the broadcast. Thank you to everybody. Please don't forget, help Moja. Moji is very important. He's a great guy. He's family. He's from our community. He's one of the how can I say, the first ones to start at everything for us. And I'm going to leave the link. Donate something. There is great gifts who donate something, and you're not doing something very special. We are just doing good action, and for him is very important. Moja, do you want to say something to end it?
Yeah, thank you for what you said, and thank you for Nelson for taking the time and the care to support me right now. It's an amazing show of gratitude and support. Um, yeah, and thank you for those who are giving support. Um, this year, I want to put a lot of energy into the electric skateboarding community. I want to create some great content. I want to be a part of events as much as the world permits. And yeah, I'm gonna keep riding and keep putting my energy towards this amazing sport. Yeah, wait and see.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. If you want, subscribe. If you don't want, it's not the important thing. The important thing is that you like it, and you have the information there. If you want to visit and know a little more about Mojo, is there. I'm going to put all the links from him for the donation, about his where you can find him in YouTube and everything. Then you can know a little better about him. Thank you, guys. I wish you a very good day, and bye bye.
Good night.